This is Andi Purewal for Boxing News. I'm joined by Roman Fury here in Saudi Arabia. Roman, the Furies seem to be taking over Saudi Arabia these days. How are you doing?
Kind of, yeah, I'm doing very well, and like you say, yeah, I'm probably going to end up getting a place over here, We're over here all the time. It's my third time in a year, so I'm taking it all in, but I'm definitely not complaining. I love it over here.
Roman, does it feel any different? Obviously, you're getting the experience of boxing out here now. You've boxed back home in the UK. Does the fight week feel different?
It does, it feels a lot more, like, kind of intense, but that's because it's a massive card, and obviously I've never, boxed anything like that, but it is only my fourth fight, and it feels great to be the one fighting. I've been coming over here and just supporting, but yeah, it's great, and I like being around it, and it's all experiences that I'll take on to me future fights, but my feelings right now, I'm feeling good, and I'm feeling very blessed.
Roman, you're at a very early stage of your career still. How would you assess your journey so far?
I think it's progressing very nicely, a lot quicker than I was expecting. In just my fourth fight, I'm over here in Saudi. So I'm just going to keep rolling with it, keep improving. I feel like my in-ring performances are getting better and better as well. And that's what I'm going to capitalise on and keep the ball going on March 8th. And then, onwards and upwards to better things. Hopefully I can get back over here on May 18th as well. We'll see, won't we?
Compared to your previous outing so far in the ring, what do you feel like you've developed in between, and what will we see on Friday night?
Yeah, I've said it a few times. I've definitely developed confidence now in my punching power and my ability to go and stop guys. It's been showing in sparring, and it just fills you with that knowledge that you can go in there and you don't need to throw a million shots and flail away. You just need to set that one shot up and let it go, and that's what I'm going to be doing. So that's what you're going to see different to my other three fights. I'm not going to be throwing as many punches. I'm just going to be setting up, feinting, and looking to land that one big bomb. But I'm not looking for the knockout. I'm just going to do what I do, and it'll come, I'm sure.
What is your plan, your route that you want to take in the coming months and years ahead? Obviously, people talk about the comparison to Tyson. He's world heavyweight champion. Tommy's not going the traditional route of a boxing world, but he's got big fights in his own right as well. What's the route you see your career going?
Yeah, I was a bit unsure about this, but I definitely want to go down the traditional path and win titles. That's what every person getting into boxing wants to do. If I can win a title in my career, I'll be more than happy. The other thing, the influencer thing, if fights come and they make sense, of course I can take a break and go into them, because it's all good experience at the end of the day, innit? And it's big shows to gain experience, but the traditional route, I want to win titles and hopefully get challenged for one very soon, hopefully in the year,
Just before I follow up on the titles front, have you had kind of, whether it be Misfits or a different organisation, reach out to you and say there could be potential for you to box on one of those shows?
Yeah, there's a fight there. There's a fight there with a guy who's got a big mouth, Chased him more. So he's there whenever I want him. He's just in my back pocket. I'm going to do this because it's obviously very good for me, this, and it's good experience. But he's there whenever I want him. So hopefully, if I've got nothing coming up after this, get him in the summer.
I remember when I first interviewed you, Roman, after your debut, and you said you just want to take it one fight at a time and you want to go down your own path. How far does that path go for you?
As far as I want to take it. I have struggled with the confidence, in myself and my ability and what I can do. But, you've just got to start believing in yourself and backing yourself and saying, what, I can go as far as I want to go. Like I said, one fight at a time, but, of course I want to be winning serious titles and making a serious name for myself. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to be doing everything in my power to do that. All right, I'm not going to be having no easy fights. This guy that I'm fighting, Martin Savenk, undefeated. He's young. He's coming to win. It's only my fourth fight ever, so you can only, commend me for that. I'm not taking no easy fights at this stage.
Roman, I've been quite fortunate over the years to build a good rapport and a relationship with your father. What's it like, obviously, having him as a trainer as well? Is it difficult to separate the father and son relationship from a trainer and fighter relationship?
Not at all. I think it goes hand in hand, when we're in the gym, it's just complete and utter work and business, and he's the only man that can bring out this work machine in me. He's the only one that can bring it out, and it's the same because he's been doing it. He's been training us from being children, me and Tommy. So I think it's the best thing possible, and this is the best I've ever felt, and he's trained me for it. So you're going to be seeing a great Roman Fury on March 8th.
Just a couple of words on your brothers. Tommy, what's the latest with him?
Yeah, he's had quite a serious hand operation, one that he went into the KSI fight with, so he's going to be out for a good few months. It was quite a bad injury, but he's got other things to do. He's been in the gym with us a few times doing a bit of leg work and stuff, so he's just on the road to recovery, and that's about it really.
How much longer has he ever spoken to you, rather, about maybe how much longer he sees in the influencer side of things before he might cross back to the traditional boxing route?
Yeah, from what he's told me, he just wants to get the fights that are there and available to him, get them mopped up, and then go back the traditional route. But as you know, with influence, there's always one coming up out of nowhere, so it can keep going on and on. But I don't think that's a problem for him. You know, it's good money fights and it's big exposure, so he'll just keep doing them until he's no more available, I'm sure.
And obviously you've got Tyson, who had that disappointing cut that he suffered in the preparations for the Alexander Usyk fight. What can you tell me about it, and how disappointing was the team to have been so close, literally a week out from the fight?
Yeah, it's just absolutely gutting for everyone. But for Tyson, the most, this was the best shape I've seen him looking in a good few years. He was up for it, he was motivated, and I just think it was lucky on Usyk's behalf that the cut happened. But I've heard things of people saying he cut his own eye and all that rubbish. It's absolute, bollocks. Our family and us, we don't do that sort of stuff. If we commit to a fight, we're fighting. But listen, he's going to use it in his stride. He's got another 8 weeks of camp, and he's only going to use it to get better and better. But this is the most driven I've seen Tyson in a long time, so I think Usyk's in a lot of trouble.
I'm sure it's something which he'll be preparing for, and it might be in his mind, but obviously because that cut was from the volume fight, opens up in sparring. Is he being spoken about of trying to protect it a little bit more? Imagine kind of Usyk trying to target it, trying to get it to open up, make Tyson feel uncomfortable?
Yeah, that's just what it is. That's definitely a massive target now, and I feel just because of the time frame, it may not be enough time, but it is what it is. That's the fight that he's been given, and he's a professional. He's going to have to deal with it. So we'll just have to see in the fight. What's meant to be is meant to be. He can only do everything in his power that he can do. But Usyk will definitely be targeting, won't he?
Just your thoughts on 2 fights on this card. Somebody who is somewhat of an adopted Fury brother, I feel now, Joseph Parker. He just goes from tough fight to tough fight. Zhilei Zhang, the man in the opposite corner to him. What do you make of that fight?
Joe Parker, the man will fight anybody. He needs to prove it. Extremely active. Wilder last time dominated him. And if he puts on his best performance and keeps Zhang thinking and moving, he can do it. But Zhang is a very, very tough opponent. Awkward southpaw, can punch very hard, and if you stand in front of him, I think it'll be a hard night work for Joseph Parker, but I'm backing him all the way.
And you guys will know all too well what dangers Francis Ngannou brings to a ring. What do you make of his main event bout with Anthony Joshua?
I see it being a hard fight. I've said it all week. But if AJ just boxes him, it shouldn't be an issue. But I can see, Ngannou don't get phased, does he? Tyson Fury him, he just didn't blink an eyelid, and that could get to Joshua. He's thinking this guy ain't budging, and he could gas, and that'll be Ngannou's best chance. But I see Joshua winning on a close fight, to be honest with you.
Just final thing, I think you might have been taking photos or something when you went on, but AJ and your father just crossed paths. Very respectful, a lot of I think John said, he's a big fan of AJ and what he's done in the sport, so I think a few people might have been surprised to have seen that reaction because of the back and forth AJ and Tyson have had over the years.
I was, yeah. You know what my dad's like, don't you? So I was thinking definitely kicking off here. But yeah, it's always good to see respect, because all jokes aside, my dad has utmost respect for AJ, and I'm sure AJ does for my dad. But I'm just glad it didn't kick off, because you might have needed some new Windermen or something, so all good.
Right, Roman, listen, I appreciate your time now. I know you're going to shoot off. Enjoy the rest of your time here in Saudi. Enjoy the rest of your day. Good luck on Friday, and I'll see you around this week.
Thank you very much, mate. God bless.